collectors, historians, and treasure hunters all over the world. Today, we dive into the world of the 1974 D Liberty 1-cent coin from the United States of America, a piece that most would see as just another copper penny, yet one that has risen in fame, myth, and value to be considered worth an extraordinary $230 million on today's market. Imagine holding something in your hand that looks so plain and small, weighing just a couple of grams, but knowing that within that piece of metal lies a fortune beyond comprehension, a fortune that can rival estates, artworks, and jewels. This coin represents much more than a denomination. It is the embodiment of history, error, rarity, luck, and the human drive to chase after the extraordinary. The Lincoln cent, also referred to as the Liberty cent because of the word liberty placed prominently beside Lincoln's portrait, has been a part of American coinage since 1909. This series was first issued in honor of the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, marking a dramatic change in U.S. coinage traditions because until then, no circulating coin had carried the portrait of a real historical person. Instead, Liberty, the symbolic female figure, had been featured for generations. With Lincoln's profile designed by Victor David Brenner, the penny transformed into an iconic representation of American history and ideals. On the obverse, Lincoln's likeness is joined by "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," while the reverse for decades displayed the two wheat stalks framing United States of America and 1 cent. Later, in 1959, the design changed to the Lincoln Memorial, adding new layers of meaning to this already legendary coin. By the early 1970s, the Lincoln cent was already deeply ingrained in American life. Billions of them had been minted and were circulating in every corner of the nation. In 1974, the Mint continued producing these pennies in massive quantities, with the Denver Mint striking coins that bore the small D mint mark beneath the date. Most of these pennies were made of the standard composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin, each weighing 3.11 grams. However, something unusual was happening behind the scenes in that era. The cost of copper was rising sharply, and the U.S. government began experimenting with alternatives to the traditional copper cent. These experiments gave birth to one of the greatest rarities of all time, the 1974 aluminum cent. Though the aluminum cent was struck only in experimental quantities, with just over 1 million test strikes produced, and almost all of them later